Hi guys, I'm back here today with another video, and this is just kind of one I wanted to do. It's actually about a case which has actually been solved now, thank God. I am so happy about that, and we waited a long time to get answers, but this is about the Brittanee Drexel case, and I just want to talk about it for a few minutes. This is one of the cases, Alright, let me try to get my words out the right way. Not that all these other horrific cases have not got to me, but there was something about Brittanee's case that really, really got to me. And I think a lot of the reason, too, is because she lives so close to me. This was a local case to me. She lived like 20 minutes from where I live. So, you know, it was very, very, very close to home. So when this happened, it was a really, really huge thing. And I've actually done multiple readings on her in the past, but this is before I started filming them. I actually have a notebook at home, you know, with all the readings I used to kind of just do on my own, you know, just out of curiosity. And she was also another one who kind of got me into tarot a little bit because I really, really just wanted to know what happened to this poor girl. I mean, for so many years, you know, law enforcement and everything searched and searched for answers to try to figure out what the hell happened to her. And, you know, again, with this being as close to home as it was for me, you know, this case really, really got to me, like really, really bad. And I think it got to a lot of us, you know, especially in our area, because it was just such a hugely broadcasted thing. And, you know, fortunately now, I don't know how fortunate it is, but it's just good that now she is laid to rest the proper way. And it used to drive me so crazy because, you know, sometimes I do like get visions of things. It's not very often, but every now and then, like, I will see something like in my third eye. And before she was found, I just kept seeing, like, I would be shown like skeleton remains buried in dirt is what I kept seeing. So I knew she was buried somewhere. Obviously I didn't know where it was. You know, we didn't know where it was. But I just kept seeing that, and it would drive me crazy because I knew she was out there. And I have this list at home of these like visions and like predictions that I've had. And one of the things that I did put on that list is that Brittanee Drexel would be found. And she was. So I was really, really happy to cross that off my list. And, you know, again, the circumstances around this case is absolutely freaking horrific. It's like something out of a horror movie. It really, truly is. It is so freaking sad. It is so freaking scary. And another thing, you know, that kind of hit me hard with this case too, you know, not that I want to make this all about me, but when I was actually 16 when this happened. I wasn't 17, but when I was 16 years old, I snuck down to Virginia Beach with two guys that I just met. We didn't do anything. I mean, they tried, but, you know, of course I wasn't going to do it. But we did go down there for a day, and, you know, I just think, like, that could have went a whole another direction, you know what I mean? And it's really freaking scary to think that, you know, and I didn't even think of it at the time until I got older. You know, I'm like, holy crap, like, I did the same thing, and, you know, the same thing could have happened to me. I mean, the people I went down there with could have hurt me and just left me down there, and it would have taken my mom probably forever to figure out where the hell I was, because my mom didn't know where I was either. I told my mom I was, you know, a couple blocks away staying at my friend Alexa's house. And in all reality, I snuck in a car with two guys down to Virginia Beach. And, you know, it was just kind of a spur of the moment thing. But, you know, just the eerie similarities, you know, with that is just kind of crazy to me. It's like, holy crap, like, I could have ended up like that too, you know? And it's absolutely heartbreaking. It really, truly is. And, you know, I've shed quite a few tears over this case. It's just one of those cases that has really, really, really tugged at my heartstrings. And I've even talked to, you know, her mother a few times. I know a couple years ago they did this podcast on YouTube. I think it was like Seeking Justice or something. I can't remember the name, but it was something Justice, and it was a podcast they did, and I talked to her a little bit, and she's a very, very sweet woman. She's one of the strongest women that I know, and she did not back down. She fought like hell for her daughter, and she continues, you know, to still fight for her daughter. And, you know, it's absolutely crazy. And today is actually Brittanee's birthday. I'm filming this Saturday, October 7th. So happy heavenly birthday, Brittanee. We love you. And, you know, she's up there celebrating, you know, with her family members and, you know, up there. And then, you know, her family and the community, you know, down here as well. So I just wanted to say that. But yeah, you know, this case really, really got to me. And like I said, I've done multiple readings before. Again, none of these were filmed. They were all in a notebook that I had. And it's just absolutely crazy. You know, this whole case is just like a whirlwind, you know, and they had a lot of us believing that Timothy Deshawn Taylor, you know, and his father were involved. And it's really screwed up too that the FBI like came out and literally said that, and they didn't even know for sure. He was never even like fully arrested for this. And I'm not going to lie to you, even I believed it. You know, and looking back on it now, I feel really freaking bad because even I kind of blamed him, you know, like, oh, fuck that guy, like, he knows what happened, like, you know, and deep down, like, he was telling the truth. He didn't know what happened. So I think it's absolutely horrible, too, that his life was completely ruined over something that really had nothing to even do with him. Like, his whole reputation completely shattered. And the worst part is, they had the freaking dude in front of them the whole time. 13 years from the beginning, they had him right in front of their freaking face. And all this time went by. It's absolutely crazy. This case is just really, really whack. It really, truly is. If you're not too familiar, just go look into it. But I'm guessing if you're watching this, you probably are kind of familiar with it. But that really, really blew my mind when all that came out, especially coming to find out that Raymond was the one the whole time who did this. And, you know, shame on California for only letting him, you know, I get the whole thing, like, you know, serving, what's the word, like time served or like good behavior or something. Like, if you're good, you know, you can get an early release. That dude never should have been released. He is a freaking monster. He is a child predator. He never should have saw the light of day ever again. And California failed the Drexel family. They failed the community. They failed, you know, these other families because there was multiple victims. And I still wonder if he had anything to do with the Crystal Soul's disappearance as well. She's another one I've done readings on. Again, these weren't filmed. These were all kind of just on my own time. But, you know, I really do wonder because she disappeared kind of near the area, and that was back in like 2005, I think. And he was out. He was living there at that time. You know, he very well could have. I mean, law enforcement, everyone says, you know, they don't have any evidence of that, but we don't really know. You know, I think there's a lot of things that we don't know, and I'm not saying that, but it just made me question. And there was a couple other girls that disappeared, you know, around that area as well, that it really makes me wonder because this guy is a monster and he never ever should have been let out. But, you know, I'm glad they got him now. I don't know how much left of life that guy has. I've heard that he has like terminal illness or something. Again, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm glad they got him now, but it just sucks that all this time went by and they had him the whole time. It's really freaking crazy. But yeah, it's nuts. This case is absolutely nuts. And what I think happened, and even I think the FBI and law enforcement concluded this as well, what I think happened was she was walking down that strip and all of a sudden he pulled up. Now, I did hear that like Angel was in the car with him, allegedly. And I almost feel if she was, that maybe she would have been the one that said like, hey, like, do you need a ride? And, you know, from all the stuff that we've heard, Brittanee really didn't like to walk a lot. Even her mother said that a lot. And she was pretty heated about this whole argument, you know, like Jennifer, you know, about the shorts. And, you know, she needed to get back up there. She wanted her shorts back, you know. And Brittanee felt, you know, rushed and pressured. I got to get back up there. So, you know, what I feel, you know, if Angel was in that car when she was walking, she would have been the one that was like, hey, you need a ride. And she's like, yeah, you know, I need to get back up to my hotel. You know, if you wouldn't mind, that'd be fantastic. Because I feel like with her, Brittanee might have been a little more comfortable. Maybe because she was a woman, obviously. So she got right in the car, you know, like, all right, yeah, cool. But then when they went past the hotel, I think instantly it like went into a kidnapping. Or maybe Angel really wasn't in the car. You know, maybe it was just Raymond and maybe he just persuaded her, you know, and she was so upset anyway that maybe she wasn't thinking clearly and she's like, okay, yeah, you know, I'll take the ride. And then I think from there it just turned into a full-blown kidnapping. And for her not to just text back all of a sudden. See, the thing that really ticks me off too is that Raymond said that he didn't take the phone till like after he you know, did what he did to her. And one of the interviews that I listened to of him talking, he talked about how like the phone kept going off, but I guess Brittanee said, oh no, I'll just wait on it. Brittanee would not have done that. She would not have done that. I know that for a fact. She was on the phone constantly. Everybody knows that. There's no way that she would have just stopped, especially when John sent that text, Britt, let me know if you don't text me back in 10, 20 minutes, whatever he said, I'm calling your mom. I know for a freaking fact that she would have shit her pants and be like, no, babe, no, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Please don't call my mom. You know, she's going to flip out. So there's no freaking way. He must have taken that phone right off the bat because there's no way Brittanee would have waited, you know, and then the hour drive it took to get out there anyway. There's no effing way after everything that happened that she would not have been on that phone, especially when John made that threat to call Dawn. So I think that's all a bunch of bogus. And I don't even believe all his story either. I think there's a lot more that we don't know. And it's absolutely horrific. It really, truly is. But I'm just going to pull a couple cards on this. I don't really know how much we'll get. I mean, the case is solved, but we'll just see if anything comes up. I just figured, you know, might as well since we're talking about it. But that's what I think happened. I think, like, instantly he took the phone away because there's no way she would have sat in that car for an hour, you know, and everyone was blowing her up, especially John. You know what I mean? I mean, come on. It's just, it's not like her. So, yeah, it just really got to me, you know. It's a little bit too much here. So, I'm just glad she's at peace now. I know she is around her family every day. So, I've even actually felt her a couple times. Very beautiful energy. She has beautiful energy. She was just a very, very bubbly, happy person. And it's just a damn shame. It's a damn shame what had to happen to that poor girl. She did not deserve it. Nobody deserves it. Absolutely no one. So, it sucks. So, we'll just see what we get here. Like I said, I might not get too much just because, I mean, technically this case is solved, but I figured, you know, since we were talking about it. So the Ace of Wands. So I feel like with this card, you know, it's about progress. You know, they had progress with the case. They were able to, you know, finally put the pieces together, finally make that arrest, finally do what they needed to do to, you know, get justice for Britt. So, yeah, the progress was made, and we've come further now than we ever were before. So, that's good. We have the Four of Swords. So this is about rest. Brittanee is now at rest. You can see the person laying there. She is at rest now. She is at peace. She knows that her family can rest. I mean, obviously, it's a damn tragedy, and it freaking sucks what happened to her. But at least, you know, we don't have to sit here and wonder anymore, where is her body? What happened to her? Now we kind of know. So, there's peace there. You know, it's bittersweet. It sucks, but at the same time, you know, at least we can lay everything down and be like, all right, we got it. So, yeah. So, we have the Moon in reverse. So, this talks about gaining clarity, releasing fear, finding the truth. So, yeah, again, you know, what was in the dark was brought to light. We found the truth, you know, most of it. Again, I still think Raymond is lying about everything that happened. I know he had to have taken that phone instantly, and I just think there's more to the story that we don't know. We do know, you know, some of it, obviously, but I still think that there's more. I still think there's more. But, you know, we have found the truth for the most part. You know, gaining clarity of what happened to Brittanee. So we have the Five of Pentacles here. So this, you know, talks about loss. Usually it's like a financial loss, but it could just be a loss in general, you know, and some struggle. So, I mean, I can see how this energy, you know, would have surrounded that case with everything, you know, that has happened. So this King of Wands in reverse, I feel like this is definitely Raymond. Okay, this is definitely Raymond. So this talks about, you know, breaking promises, lying, being very forceful, you know, demeaning, very disrespectful and impulsive, and having a very bad temper. That's definitely Raymond. He lost control and he did what he did. I'm going to leave it at that. So that's what I feel with this. I do see the Empress card. I'm going to guess that's Brittanee. Kind of even looks like her, you know, just got the pretty blonde hair and, you know, divine feminine. Brittanee was a very feminine girl. She loved hair and makeup. She was really good at it. She was a very sweet soul. She was a very, very sweet soul. Very loving, very nurturing. A lot of people gravitated towards her. A lot of people were drawn towards her energy because she just had that light. It's really freaking sad. We'll do a couple more. Too many. If it gives me like 6 or 7, I won't read them. Try to just do a couple at a time because it's just easier for me. Okay, I'll do 3 more. There's 2. We'll do 1 more here. 2 more. All right, I'll take the 2. Okay, so. All right. 2, 4, 5 of Swords. Then we have 2, 4, 6, 7 of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Hangman. We have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. And then we have the Star in reverse as well. So let's start with the Hangman. So the Hangman talks about like a new perspective, self-surrender, contemplation. So with this, I just kind of feel like, you know, we got the answers. You know, kind of figured it out in a way. Gaining a new perspective on everything that happened. That makes sense. Makes sense to me. We also have the Star in reverse. So the Star in reverse talks about, you know, lost direction, being disloyal, dishonest. Again, I think this kind of falls into Raymond. You know, he lied to her. You know, he told her, you know, I'm going to drop you off at the hotel. And that's not at all what happened. Went the wrong direction. He was dishonest. And unfortunately, led to her demise. Next, we have the 5 of Swords. So this talks about conflict, loss, fights, violence, aggression, hostility. So with this, one thing I will say, I know Brittanee fought like hell. I guess he, from what I heard, I think he actually has scars on his face. I could be wrong, but I think the one article I read, like, she scratched the fuck out of him. Like, she did everything she could to get away from him. She tried. Like, she really, truly did. And the more she fought, the more fucking I'm sorry, that came out. Sorry, I try not to swear on here. Sometimes it slips out. But the more she fought, the more hostile he got. Like, the more pissed off he got. And strangled her. The more she fought, the more pissed off he got. And it really upset him, and You know, unfortunately, Brittanee lost that battle, which really freaking sucks. Okay, next we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. So this talks about like being stubborn, you know, being lazy. Again, broken promises and being impatient. So I feel, again, that kind of falls back onto him. Again, he broke a promise. You know, she trusted him. She got in that car trusting that, you know, he was a nice guy, and Brittanee didn't even have a clue, you know, what was about to happen, you know, until it was too late. And by then, you know, there was nothing she could do but just try to fight. But, you know, yeah. She tried. She did try like hell. We have the Seven of Pentacles. So this card, you know, can talk about like success, you know, having rewards and results as well. So again, I do feel like this is referring to, you know, the evidence and whatnot that they found. They finally figured out what, you know, happened to her that night, and, you know, who was responsible. So, you know, that is a success within this case. Again, waited a very, very long time to get answers. So to finally, you know, get that was successful. You know, granted, you know, the situation freaking sucks, but, you know, there was clarity, and, you know, now we know. Now we know what happened, and the monster is put in the cage where he belongs. So, next we have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So this talks about abuse of generosity. So that right there, you know, Raymond played out to be this very kind, caring guy, you know, just trying to help a gal out. But, you know, he was very good at manipulating. He was very good at, you know, making people think, you know, they can trust him. But deep down inside, he abused that power. You know, he didn't care. You know, he would like fake it and pretend, oh, you know, I'm this nice person, I'm kind. But deep down inside, he's a freaking monster, you know. Power dynamics. He liked being in control. That's another thing I feel with him. He wanted to be in control. He loved having that power, you know, over, and not even just Brittanee, but, you know, these multiple victims. It just, he got like this high off of it. Like, it's so freaking sick. It is absolutely fucking disgusting to me. It really, really makes me feel ill thinking about it. But, oh my God, this guy is so sick. Just not a good person. Not a good person at all. So I will pull a couple energy cards, you know, surrounding Brittanee in this case. We'll see what comes up, and then I will close. So let's see. Okay, we got two. I'll do three more. Come on, fly out. I don't want to fly out now. There we go. There's two. I need one more. Take this one, these other two away. Okay. So we have Archangel Michael. We have the Angel of Love. Happy Family. Adjacent Possibilities. And Archangel Ariel. Actually, I'll do one more. We'll do 6. Even though I said I wasn't going to do that, I'm going to do it anyway. Alright. And we got 2 more. We'll go with that. So we also got Carrying Connections, Journey, and then Archangel Chamuel. I feel like with this Journey card, this just kind of represents, you know, she took a journey. Unfortunately, the journey did not end the way any of us wanted it to, But, you know, in her mind at the time, you know, she was very, very excited about it. She had a lot of fun, you know, for the most part, besides, you know, a little bit of conflict that came up during it. But, you know, this just represents the journey that she took. So, yeah. So we have a happy family card. Now with this one, I feel like it just kind of represents that now the family knows what happened, because you have to understand, you know, again, I know the outcome sucks, but the problem is we went 13 years and we had no answers, you know, as to where she was or what exactly happened. Only, you know, what the FBI, you know, seemed to think happened, but there wasn't even like a lot of evidence even surrounding, you know, that the Taylors did this, you know, back when they came out in 2016 about this. It took this family years to try to get answers. But once they did, it just kind of brought them that peace, even though it sucks, you know, she is deceased. She was, you know, murdered horribly. But now, you know, they can rest. They kind of have that, I mean, I guess you could say closure. I mean, I know it's really hard because it's such like a tragedy. So it's kind of hard to think like that. But, you know, on the spiritual side, that's what I see with that. You know, it did bring them the peace and clarity. And Brittanee is at peace, and she is with her family every second of every day. So, carrying connections. I just feel with this one, you know, with this whole tragedy and everything that happened, it brought a lot of people together. Even Dawn has talked about this, you know, a lot of strangers, you know, even me, because like I said, I didn't know Brittanee personally. I just, you know, I knew of her, and, you know, I live very, very close, you know, so this case was very close to home. But, you know, there was a lot of people who cared, you know, it brought a lot of people together, and it ate a lot of us, you know, but there was a lot of love, and there was a lot of, you know, support there, you know, through that time, if that makes sense. Hopefully that does. Adjacent possibilities. With this one, I almost kind of feel like what I said earlier. I do think there is more to the story. There is more truth to the story that we don't know yet, or we might never know. I don't think it was just one thing. There was, you know, as you can see here, there's like many open doors. So I do think there's more, you know, there's like different things that happen. We don't know everything. I think some of the truth was hidden, but that's kind of what I feel with this card to an extent. So that's what I'm going to go with. We have the angel love. So I feel like this is Brittanee. Again, Brittanee was a very loving, caring person, and I feel like that's just her up in spirit. And, you know, she has that love. She just loves and cares about everyone, you know, and she's watching over everyone, and she's at peace. And, you know, even though she's not here physically, she's there in spirit, and she has that love. She definitely has that love. And now, you know, after all these years, you know, she knows that, you know, my family can, you know, kind of rest now, knowing that, you know, I was found and at least I had a proper burial. So, again, I know it sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. So with these cards, you know, you've got Archangel Michael, Archangel Ariel, and Archangel Chamuel, and I just feel, you know, she's with all the angels, and, you know, the angels are surrounding everyone, and there's peace. There is peace. Even though this was a horrible tragedy, there is that peace and there is that love. Even though I know sometimes it's hard to see, because believe me, this was a very, very tragic thing. But that's what I feel with that. But anyways, I think I'm going to close on that. I just wanted to do this video just because this case, you know, it really, really tugged at my heartstrings, and it just, I don't know. I'll always like have a piece of it like in my soul, because it was such a huge thing, and following it after all these years, it just, I don't know. It affected me. It definitely did. It affected all of us collectively, a lot of us collectively. But I am just really, really happy that my vision did come true, and that her remains were found, and that monster is put away for life to never harm another human being ever again. And it's just a damn shame. And again, you know, California sucks for you know, letting him out. Because had he have stayed behind bars like he should have been, Brittanee would still be here today. And I know that she would have grown up to be a beautiful, smart, successful woman. And it's just really crappy that her life had to be cut short due to some horrible predator. So I guess I'll leave it at that. We love you, Brittanee. I hope you have a happy, heavenly birthday up there. We're all thinking of you today. And we love you. And rest in peace. And don't forget to watch over your family. And to my subscribers, if you have any more requests or any other videos you want me to do, just leave me a comment below and I will put it on my list and I will get to it as soon as possible. If you watch this video, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And that's it for today. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Rest in peace, Brittanee.